The UFC rankings are out, and Max Holloway at UFC 212 slayed the King of Rio. I'm Matt Parrino.
I'm Forrest Griffin, and we're going to tell you about it, or at least repeat what Brian Stan said during the fight. Because that's pretty much what I do these days.
That's what you do, but we are going to talk about UFC 212. Max Holloway is the new, undisputed featherweight champion of the world. He moves up in the pound-for-pound rankings 7 spots, takes number 5. Jose Aldo was number 4. He drops down to number 10.
Yeah.
That fight was amazing. Before we get to the rankings, what did you make of what went down?
I was pretty drunk by the time the main event got there, but it looked like Holloway did come out a little timid, and then he realized that he could take those shots. He could take Aldo's best, and you know, as soon as he got comfortable, man, he's good. You said, we pointed out that he actually isn't longer than Aldo in the arms, but he did such a great job of using his length, of counterpunch, you know, he just did everything right. What were some of the things that Aldo did wrong here?
I don't know if it's something he did wrong necessarily.
What could he have done better?
But he didn't use any leg kicks, it didn't seem like. You said you thought you saw a couple, but you were a little inebriated.
Yeah.
And also, he didn't try any takedowns, which his coach, Andre Pederneiras, came out and said that they drilled in training camp, was trying to let a takedown test Max Holloway on the mat, because as you saw in that 3rd round, as the fight wore on, Max had the advantage standing, even in the boxing.
I would have liked to see Aldo threaten the takedown to shut down a little bit of Holloway's offense.
Do you think in the 1st round, like we said, he landed that good combination, and then he landed the knee on the fence, that maybe Aldo got confidence from that and thought, hey, I'm having success here in the stand-up. Max doesn't look like maybe the bright lights were a little bit too much for him. He maybe settled into a comfort zone.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's, of course, you're right. Yeah, he was having success with that, but as soon as he wasn't having success with that, he would have changed it up, although it's easier when you're having success with the stand-up to get a takedown.
For Holloway, he now sits at number 5 pound for
like
pound.
This kid, he's awesome.
This guy's one of the best in the game, ranked number 5, 11-fight win streak now.
It's crazy that he's just now the unified champ after winning 11 fights. Man, again, kid with a bright future. He's a worker. He's a good guy. Hopefully big things out of this kid. Hopefully he stays healthy and does awesome.
A lot of great matchups in this division for Holloway. Frankie Edgar potentially next. Cub Swanson
I think
wants
that's
this
the fight. I think Frankie Edgar, Holloway in Hawaii. Somebody make that shit happen. It's going to be fire. Make that fight happen. If only I knew people to make that fight happen.
Marlon Moraes makes his debut at bantamweight in the UFC, takes on Rafael Assunção, who comes away with a split decision win. You know what? More of the same from Assunção. He's a tough veteran. He can take a hit and he can deliver one. Marlon looked good at times, though.
He plays great defense. Yeah, Assunção, he plays great defense. He's a hard guy to be real offensive with, because even though he's going back, he's always loaded that big shot, and he landed a couple times and made Marlon back off. So, you know, again, I still would like to see I still can expect to see some big things from Marlon in the future.
Marlon makes his debut at number 10 in the rankings. This was a guy.
Also, your first fight in UFC, it is a little tougher, you know? There's a little bit of, oh, geez, I'm in the UFC. I know the guy's Brazilian. He was in his hometown fighting another Brazilian, but still, it's different, a little different when you're in the UFC in your first fight.
This is a guy that I maintain going into this fight was probably top 5 bantamweight in the world. He comes in, has a good showing against Assunção, loses
Maybe he was,
decision,
but he lost
exactly.
number 3.
So number 10, he sits at number 10. A lot of interesting matchups, and his style is very entertaining. And there's a couple guys in this division, Thomas Almeida for one, Aljamain Sterling, guys with exciting styles.
Yeah.
A lot of potential good matchups for him. This Saturday night, we're going to keep it right on rolling, because we got another fight down under in New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. It's going to be heavyweights. Mark Hunt taking on Derrick Lewis. This is a big matchup in the heavyweight division. For Derrick Lewis, who has won 6 in a row, this is it. This could be his title eliminator fight.
Man, that's impressive that he's won 6 fights in a row. You know, if Hunt is the Hunt that we've seen on occasions, and he doesn't allow himself to be taken down, and he has a little more offense than just the overhand right, and he leads with the left hook a bit, it could be a long night for Derrick. The one thing I'll say about Derrick is he's a big guy, a lot longer, and if he uses some footwork and then wrestling, so anytime they're not at distance, to wrestle them. You don't want to stand in close with the Super Samoan, obviously. But, you know, so if he can put the Samoan on his back, good chance to beat him. And, yeah, he is actually getting towards the door of a title shot. I don't know if he's knocking on the door, but he's there. He's on the pathway to the door for the title shot. 6 wins in a row. This will be 7 wins in a row. That shit ain't easy to do in UFC, folks.
As always, go to UFC.com for the complete rankings. And for Forrest Gum, I'm Matt Parrino.
We're out of here. If you tweet me, I'll send you this gum. You can have this. ABC gum. Already been chewed, baby. You love it.
Gross.